Hey guys, SmashCast here. I'm PJ and I'm here with Thomas from the Switch Stop.
What's up, guys?
And today we're going to be talking about the Nintendo E3 2018 leak of games, and it may not be what everyone thinks it is. So first off, we have Metroid Prime 4, and I kind of think this is pretty likely just in general.
Yeah, it seems pretty common to happen, and we haven't heard anything about it since last E3, so it seems due for at least one more trailer. Next up, we have Pokemon. It's two versions with the 8th generation. So yeah, this seems really likely. Once again, we haven't gotten any Pokemon news, even though everyone thought we would be getting some in the January Direct. We didn't, so seems like it's due for some news in E3, right?
Yeah, definitely. And also with that leaked starter images going around and how the same thing happened with the last generation, everyone's starting to believe it. And I personally think the 8th gen is going to come before any other Pokemon game this year, so it will be interesting to see how they're going to implement that with the Switch and if there is going to be two versions or not. So I think this is all a pretty easy guess so far, but yeah. So next on the list we have Bayonetta 3. Now obviously we have Bayonetta 1 and 2 coming to the Switch, remastered, and this is another likely one as Bayonetta's become kind of an exclusive now.
Yeah, everyone is very excited for Bayonetta 3. Obviously, it was one of the biggest announcements from the Game Awards when it was revealed, and everyone's really excited. And given the fact that once again it is an exclusive, it obviously can and probably will show up at Nintendo's E3. Next up, we have Pikmin 4, which is a very interesting game. For anyone who knows, Pikmin 4 has been in development for a long time. There was an interview back in 2015 where Miyamoto stated that Pikmin 4 was not only being developed, it was near completion. And now it's 2018 and we have no more news. So obviously we probably can just assume that they held it back for the Switch. But now that the Switch has been out for over a year when it hits E3, why haven't we gotten any news for it? We will probably get some at E3.
Exactly. It's pretty likely that we will hear about this game. No news whatsoever since 2015, and a lot of people have been asking where's the next Pikmin game. So next we have the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, and it states obviously HD remake of the Wii game. So this, will probably be coming to the Switch eventually, but I don't think it's gonna come this E3. Maybe the next one, considering the release of Breath of the Wild was pretty recent, and also, I don't really believe it that much. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't really think that this is something that they are going to do. I'm not really feeling it. I feel like if Skyward Sword does come to the Nintendo Switch, it will be in the form of not a virtual console, but just a straight up port. They did this with the Wii U, and I think it actually sold quite well. And I feel like Skyward Sword is still a relatively new game, so I feel like it'll probably not get the port complete HD treatment yet, and it'll probably just be a port. Next up, we have Super Mario Maker 2. It's a sequel, not just a port. Well, okay, that doesn't really elaborate on anything, but something like this will definitely come. This is kind of like Smash Bros, where we're not sure whether it's going to be a port or going to be a straight up sequel, but we are sure that one is going to come. And a lot of people have been expecting it for a while, and we know that the online will launch in September, so this will be a great game if they just wanted to announce it at E3 and even say it's coming in just a couple months, guys, and then just release it alongside the online in September. I think that would work out perfectly.
Yeah, this is one of the more believable ones on the list. This is definitely coming, and I think E3 is the perfect place for it. So next we have, obviously, my personal favorite, Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch, the ultimate version of Super Smash Bros. For 3DS and Wii U with new major contents and all DLC included. Now this, obviously, I'm excited about if real, but I don't think it's real. I think they'll save it until next E3, unfortunately. But it would be pretty interesting to see if it happened.
That's definitely true. Once again, I don't think this is happening. I'm pretty much on the same side as you, PJ, where I think this will probably come E3 2019 at the earliest. But if this were to happen, I think it would be great. But as we'll discuss after we've rounded up all the leaks, we do not think this is real, or at least I don't, so I do not think that this is gonna happen. Anyway, next up we have one of the most interesting ones, Luigi's Mansion 3, and the description here is to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Luigi, developed by Next Level Games. And I mean, this would be very amazing. Everyone wants a true to form Luigi's Mansion, because there's some debate whether Dark Moon even qualifies as like a true Luigi's Mansion. It's not really, you can't just explore everything, it's more level based, objective based, and everyone wants to go back to that original Luigi's Mansion. So I mean, this would definitely be a game that would sell well, but once again, I don't really think this is happening.
Yeah, as good as this seems, I don't think it's gonna happen. Like, I really enjoyed the Luigi's Mansion games on the GameCube and the 3DS, but I just don't see this really happening. So next we have WarioWare. So the description here says, surprise, a new WarioWare game for showcasing Nintendo Switch tech. There will have stands, good English, with categories of mini games with Wario, Mona, Jimmy T, and 9-Volt, developed by Intelligent System. More great grammar. So I mean, I really haven't played any WarioWare games, but this is kind of random to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have actually wanted a WarioWare game on Switch just because, I mean, it fits perfectly, myself included. In one of my first videos, I talked about WarioWare and the possibility of it coming to Switch. However, I don't even think this is an E3 title. Like, WarioWare is such a niche, like, series as a whole. Like, would they really take up some of their precious E3 time, which is shrinking every year? Like, last year was just like 25 minutes. Would they seriously give up some of their precious time for a WarioWare game? For me, this sounds like a Nintendo Direct type of game.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like, if they were gonna announce this game, it would be a Nintendo Direct worthy game. They should have announced it in January, if anything. So, I don't know.
Definitely. Next up, we have probably, I know you guys are probably gonna hate me, but if all these were true, this would probably be one of my personal favorites, Animal Crossing. This series is perfect for the Switch, and while I do think it will happen, this is not, I don't know. The leak, I don't think is real. However, I actually kind of believe that Animal Crossing will show up at E3, so I can't really fault the leak for having this on it.
Exactly, with the love of, you know, Pocket Camp and everything, and this has been a long-awaited game. The last main series Animal Crossing game was on the 3DS, and that was New Leaf. Obviously, giving popularity to get the Villager and Smash. Definitely, I could see this coming to the Switch, but maybe this E3 is the perfect time for it. So next we have Fire Emblem. So the description says the 16th game of the Fire Emblem series. Now, this is bound to happen. You know, I'm unsure about this one, kind of on the fence about it. Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, something weird about this, and we'll point out more like flaws in this, so to speak, later, but Intelligent Systems has typically been the one to develop Fire Emblem, but they also have typically been the one to help develop WarioWare, so to have two of these going at the same time would just be a bit confusing. However, the leak doesn't necessarily state that Intelligent Systems is working on this Fire Emblem, so possibly they're just letting Nintendo take the reins on this one, which, I mean, it's not out of the question. It's just something interesting I thought I'd bring up.
Exactly, and that can actually make even more sense because of Sakurai saying that he wanted to work on Fire Emblem games after kind of giving the ownership of Smash away to Namco. So it's very possible that Nintendo could be taking the lead, but you just never know. There's a lot of missing info here.
Definitely. And next up, we have the Yoshi game. Definitely, I think this will be shown off at E3. I mean, like, come on, how have we not even gotten any information on this game already since originally being shown off at E3 last year? I mean, I definitely think this will be there, and I don't really know exactly what this means, because it says the Yoshi game, which has been shown off at E3 2017 with his final name and a release for June 2018. Well, E3's in June 2018, and I really doubt that they're going to have shown one trailer off E3 2017, then one trailer off E3 2018, then immediately release it the same month as that second trailer. It just doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, just a lot of missing info. And the weird thing about this is that he says with his final name and a release for June 2018, as Thomas said, June 2018 release is kind of questionable. And also, why isn't the name shown? If this leak is so accurate, why does it say with his final name? Just a lot of info missing. So next we have Mario Party 11, and the description says the 11th game of Mario Party series, good English again, for also showcase in Nintendo Switch tech, developed by ND Cube. Once again, great spelling. I don't really think this will happen. Again, a Mario Party game just being released and being talked about. And again, I just don't really think this is E3 worth, if real.
Yeah, that's definitely, once again, something I have to agree with. We just got the top 100, and I know people will argue that that's not a main series Mario game, but it's a Mario Party game nonetheless. And if you're going to announce a new Mario Party literally not even a complete year after the announcement of your last one, I mean, you know something's wrong with the series. And while there is something wrong with Mario Party right now, like, get no doubt about it, I don't think Nintendo would do that at all. Anyway, last thing on this list, and one of the most interesting ones, I'll definitely say that, is a new unknown IP. It's a horror game developed by Retro Studios. I mean, it kinda checks out in the sense that we don't know what Retro's doing over there, but we know that they're not working on Metroid Prime 4, and I mean, I don't think they have been spending this whole time making a Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze port. So, yeah, I mean, who really knows? And with that, we're gonna segue into why this leak is not real, and we're just gonna start with that last thing. So this guy is claiming to be a installation worker for E3. He needs to like know how to install these things. Why would someone who needs to know how to install the like game press booths have to know that it's a horror game developed by Retro Studios, but not even know the name? And why would he have to know the developer at all? It just doesn't make sense.
So this leak has been getting a lot of attention, but I just don't think it's real.
Definitely, and I'm just gonna go off on a quick little rant here about just all the things that I see wrong with this. First of all, as PJ and I have both been struggling to read this entire thing, you've definitely noticed that parts of this entire leak just make no grammatical sense. Like things such as spelling developed wrong multiple times, using the wrong contraction for its. There's just so many things that don't make sense. Also, they spelled in like intelligent system isn't a thing. It's intelligent systems, like plural. So there's just so many things. Like it is two versions talking about Pokemon. Like if this is a real leak, how could they not have the time to proofread it and like make sure that they're actually making sense? I just don't see this happening at all.
And another one that really got my attention, obviously, about the Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch, the Ultimate version. So basically they're saying it's a port with new major contents and DLC included. I just don't see this happening. I can see them jumping straight to Smash 5 and announcing it E3 2019, but I really just don't see this happening whatsoever. And another thing that really popped out for me is Luigi's Mansion 3 to celebrate the 35th anniversary, developed by Next Level Games. I just don't think Luigi's Mansion would be on the Switch this early, and maybe it would happen later, because we actually heard recently that Nintendo wants to expand the Switch lifetime, or they announced that they want to have it for at least 5 to 6 years. So I just don't think they're going to put all these big name games out like all in the first years and just leave those last years dying. Like, I can't really see it.
Yeah, and just the last thing to really wrap this all up. This guy claims to be an installer, like he's gonna put in the press like systems and the press stations where they could play all these games. There's no way that all of these games are playable. It makes no sense that there's an unknown IP where he doesn't know the name of it, but it's also playable. And why would someone who literally just needs to install a system and a TV know that there's going to be new major contents, which once again grammatically, like new major contents doesn't make sense, and all DLC included? Like there's no there's no reason for him to know this, and obviously Nintendo's going to try and keep this stuff secret and tell everyone as minimal as they need to. So once again, we just really think this is not real. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
So that's going to be it for the video, guys. Be sure to go sub to Thomas. His channel link will be at the top of the description. Join my Discord. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at SmashPodcast, and follow my Instagram as well in the description with the same name. And anyway, guys, going to be SmashCast signing out. Peace.